This class, this tutorial is for you that is aspiring to be a very good graphic designer, and maybe you're into business that run that's adverts, and maybe you are into ministry, you're a servant of God, and you from time to time you have programs where you really want to come up with some designs. This is for you. Or you have friends or loved ones that are into one or two things. When it comes to online content, when it comes to adverts and advertorials and everything, design the skill in graphics, puts you on an edge. A great advantage in learning this skill. And it's going to be a breakdown. I assure you that after this class, you'll be proud that you joined the class. Then before I go on, a lot of apps are there, system apps, applications, and mobile apps too that helps you to design. But you might have heard people talk more about have CorelDRAW, we have Photoshop, we have Adobe Illustrator, and what have you. And when it comes to mobile apps, you might have heard about Canva, you might have heard about Pixel Lab, and other ones that we have out there. So, but as time goes on, I'll be sharing with us maybe how to even use these other apps, if time permits us. But to begin with, I'll begin with CorelDRAW, and later we'll be diving into Photoshop if time permits us. CorelDRAW comes in different versions. I remember over 10 years ago, over 15 years ago, I saw myself, I designed with Corel 5. Yeah, Corel 5. And also designed with Corel 9. And also designed with Corel 10. I've designed with Corel 11, Corel 12. And what you have here is Corel X3. X stands for 10 plus 3. 13, that's Corel 13. We also have Corel X4. We have Corel X5, X is and thereabout. X9, X7. And like on this system I'm using, I have Corel X9, X7 thereabout. And we also have Corel 2020. So many versions. And one day, it's good you move with technology. I've designed with the latest CorelDRAW. And I can tell you there are differences, yes, and what is so unique about them. So when you bring up a new CorelDRAW, there's reason for that. There are some updates. That's why you need to go with the trend. You need to upgrade yourself also, so that you can enjoy whatever upgrade that have been made on the previous ones. So this is CorelDRAW X3, and whatever you do on X3, I assure you, you can actually do that on higher versions. I can show you that. So that's that. So let's go in right there. This is an introductory class. So when you open CorelDRAW newly, this dialog box comes up. It's a welcome screen. Welcome screen comes up. It helps you to do a couple of things. First, it helps you to access most of the recently done work. Like this work, I did it yesterday. Yeah, this one was last week also. So the recent works will be lined up here for you for easy access. Then if they are not here, maybe what you're looking for is not on the recently used work, you can actually go to open here to open an existing file. Then this new for a brand new workspace for us to do one or two things. Then these are templates that have been built in with Corel X3. If you don't want to design from scratch, there are templates that are there. When you just open it, you just have to put in your own typography, and then you go on. Then Corel Tutor, there's some things you want to learn, inbuilt in the software, you can get that. What's new? Talking about the upgrade. So learn about the new features in Corel X3, including optimized performance, interactive tools, and more. So there are upgrades in X3 that makes it different from Corel 12, Corel 11, and other earlier versions. So if you want to know what's new, you can go in there. But we'll dive straight to new. So this is where I'm coming to. So I click on new, and it takes me to a blank document. So this is CorelDRAW X3. This is the interface. We'll have a whole lot of space to work with, and they are all for you. So to begin with, you must first define the work area. Yeah, this is your work area. Anything that you desire the printer to print out must be found within this area. Anything outside, is not seen as part of the work. But you could as well design outside. You have the freedom, total freedom to design outside and to bring it right in there. So all this environment are for you to play around with. Yeah, so we'll be going straight to look at one or two things. There are things we call bars. Yes, there are things we call bars. We're looking at some of the bars we have here in CorelDRAW, and just ride with me and everything will be explained vividly. Now, let's begin by starting up here, where you have from your file, edit, view, down to help. We refer to this as your menu bar. This is your menu bar. Yeah, your menu bar. And we have a lot of bars. We have this one here where you have your new. This is called your standard bar. Your standard bar. Yeah. And we have your formatting bar. This is your formatting bar. Yeah. Then all these bars, if you look by the side, they have some double stripped lines. Are they double? There are more than 2 to 3 vertical lines here. You can head over there to drag this bar to wherever I want it to be. Now, by default, you see it up here, but if you have your own laptop, you can customize them. I may decide to bring this thing out. As I'm bringing it out, it tells me that this is a property bar. Yeah, so right here, I can move it to this end. You see, I've changed the direction. Mind you, we are carrying it from this edge, so I move it out. You see, so let me take it back to up. You see, when it's here, you see the full width, the height is much here. So when you want it to fit right into your pen, you can as well take it up when it has changed to when the height has shortened. You know that you are right inside the position, so you leave it there. So I can move this and put it here. Wherever you can just structure. Look at your menu bar nice here. So anyhow you want it, you can just let it be. Yeah. So by default, your menu bar is always up here. Your standard bar is always up there. You'll have your formatting bar. All right. That said, we move to the next one we call your text or toolbar, where you have your pick tool down to this last one, interactive fit tool. This is called your toolbar or your toolbox. Any skill, technical skill you've acquired. Let's say you are an engineer, you're a technician, you're an electronic or elect. You notice that you should believe me that, or agree with me that without tools, whatever you have learned is just rubbish. Without tools, the right tools. Some people use spanner, some people use hammer, some people use screwdrivers, and what have you. So without the tools, you can't use your hand to tighten things as an engineer. Or as a carpenter, you need your hammer, you need your saw, you need a lot of planer, you need a lot of stuff. Without those things, you can't work. So as a graphic designer too, using CorelDRAW, without these tools to a lot of things, you'll be eluded. A lot of things will elude you. So as we go into this tutorial in our next video, you'll see that most of the things we'll be using will be found right in here. Yeah. So, and for the purpose of this graphic design work, some days, if it's possible, from Corel X3, we might move to Corel X7 or any other higher version, so that to give you, that wide coverage, wide choice, to know that whatever you can do on X3, you can also do that on higher versions. Okay, so I just introduced us to your toolbar or your toolbox. That's what I call it. Then we're moving straight to by the right here. If you notice up here, you see these double lines. This is the same place you can drag it. See, I can drag it out. Right here where you see default, you can carry it from the background and put it right in. So I'm just teaching you this so that you know that these things can be customized to fit into any position you want it to be. So let me carry it from here, and say let it be down here. Some people, if you go to their CorelDRAW, you see their color is here. And what I'm just moving, this thing I'm moving is called a color palette. Color palette. So let me move it right in here. This is called color palette. That's where you see your colors. And you should know that the colors are very, very important when it comes to you designing, because aside black and white, grayscale, you could also want to play around with some colors to beautify your work. If you check around, you see different types of cars with different colors. You see human beings with different complexions. So varieties of colors give beauty to your work. So this is your color palette. And when we start designing, I'll be talking more of the color palette. We have different types of color palettes, which we'll be touching, when we go into the design proper. All right, so today we're just going around to see how our environment looks like, so that wherever we're looking for, you could actually access them without any difficulty. Now, this is your color palette. Now, down here, you see where you have your black, all these things you're seeing here, just take it after this line where you have your scroll bar here. Anything you see down here where there are write-ups are called these things are grouped under a bar, which we call status bar. Status bar tells you the properties of what you are doing. Let's say for instance, I've written these bars. Look at what it's telling me. It's telling me that the artistic text, that's the font, is area. You see? And it's telling me that the text size is 114.932. It's agreeing to what my property bar is saying, that this text size is 114.932. And again, another thing it tells us about the coordinates at any position we are in. CorelDRAW has to do with measurement. You must be very, very careful with the measurement, or conversant with measurements. So when you come down here, anywhere you are, you see something is moving here. You see, if you look at this is called mouse position. Your mouse position. So this I think we have in mathematics, we have X and Y axis. So if I come here, let me tell you why this is you have your X and Y axis. Your X axis is from this mark down to this mark. Y axis will have it vertical this way. X axis will have it horizontal this way. And if you notice, the horizontal is having some graduation. Yes, we have 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, back to 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Also have vertically, we have 12, 10, 8. So these graduations and all the things we are seeing here is what we refer to as ruler. Your ruler, your ruler. The ruler is very, very important. As we'll be seeing later, that with the ruler we could have at great measurement, we can be able to measure accurately. With your ruler, you don't have problem with our measurements. As time goes on, we'll know that better. So look at where I am now. You see, as I'm moving my mouse, my pointer, my cursor, you see there's a broken line up here. If you see, there's a broken line up here. Now the broken line is at 4. Now it's at 2. It's at 0, So mind you, watch, as it is at 2, just be observing what is happening here, down here where I told you. Yes. You see, I'm above 2 now. It's writing 2.640. Look down there, see? It's writing 2.640. If you go there, it's 8.16. So that's the coordinate. Now, what of the y? The y is now 5.788. Now is 4.250. That's the y. Why my s is 6 point something. So I'm just trying to run around to tell you that the status bar, these numbers we are seeing here, are moving to correspond with the position, the mass position you are. Now you see this color, this is color black. The black is the default, fill for this thing I've typed. Now being the default and it's color black, if you come here, it's telling you that what your fill color is black. So that's what the status bar tells you. So when I come here and click blue, you see it tells me that the fill color now is blue. So that's what the status bar helps us to do. All right, so we're moving further. All right, so we've covered a lot. Now finally we'll be looking at here. This is when you open, just like Microsoft Word, when you open the work, the first thing you see is page 1 of 1. So this is page 1 of 1 of your design. So but you have the freedom to create as multiple pages you want. Yeah, you just have to come here to plus. In clicking plus, it creates page 2 for you, and then page 1 is already there. You can create multiple pages, and there we are. All right, so these are the introductory aspects and of CorelDRAW.